Is there such a thing as a car that's too safe? Your instinct likely says no. We all want ourselves and our families to be safe. But now imagine you could have a car that is absolutely perfectly safe. No one could ever get hurt in it, but it costs $5 million. Is your answer still the same? Now let's imagine you're allowed only to buy the perfectly safe car. Your current car is illegal and can't be on the road. So now you're walking to work or taking the bus. Do you think you'd be happy about this state of affairs? Of course, this example is an exaggeration, but the principles underlying it are in effect today and restrict consumer choice while making cars more expensive. Back in 1965, consumer activist Ralph Nader wrote a book called Unsafe at Any Speed. Its claims about the Chevrolet Corvair received enormous media attention. At the time, critics accused Chevrolet of cutting corners on safety measures to make the vehicle more affordable and stylish, which supposedly led to crashes. Congressional hearings were held, and these led to the creation of the National Traffic and Motor Vehicle Safety Act. A few years later, a study from Texas A&M University showed the Corvair was actually as safe as its competitors, but by then the damage had been done. Since then, the calls to get government more involved in regulating automobile safety have grown louder and louder. Before we go any further, let's make a key distinction. The customer ought to be fully informed about the safety of his vehicle purchase. No one disputes this. There's nothing wrong with wanting a safer car. However, a decision to purchase a vehicle doesn't happen in a vacuum. You have to weigh the qualities that are important to you, price, safety, comfort, and any other factor that is important, and as economists say, there are trade-offs. You cannot maximize one quality without having an impact on another quality you value. It is a judgment call, one that at the end of the day ought to be yours to make, not the government's. Today there's an organization endorsed by Ralph Nader continuing his work, Consumers for Auto Reliability and Safety, also known as CARS. CARS is on the big government anti-consumer choice side in virtually every subject matter area. It claims to work to protect low and moderate income consumers and used car buyers from unsafe recalled used cars. What CARS really does is protect consumers from themselves. CARS lobbies and testifies before Congress for safer airbags and mandates that all automobiles carry side airbags. It organizes victims, survivors, and family members of victims to speak out in support of auto safety mandates. It brags about driving the French automaker PSA Peugeot-Citroën from the U.S. market. CARS led a boycott against Peugeot because the company would not accede to its strict demands on safety measures. One of its targets nowadays is the popular used car retailer CarMax. The group attacks CarMax because it gives buyers the option of purchasing autos subject to recall where the autos have not yet had the recalled items repaired. It says CarMax just doesn't care enough about their customers' safety to do the right thing. CARS has advocated for legislation introduced by Senators Richard Blumenthal and Edward Markey, the Used Car Safety Recall Repair Act, to ban CarMax and others from doing this. Again, there's nothing wrong with wanting a safer car, but the right way to do that isn't by creating government mandates telling consumers what they're not allowed to buy. It's by letting consumers know all the relevant information and letting them decide for themselves. Safety ratings from private organizations such as the IIHS, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, which gives cars its top safety pick label based on the ability of a vehicle to protect its occupants during an impact, and crash avoidance is the way forward, not bans that reduce choice and presume to know what each and every driver ought to prefer. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up below and hit the links on your right to read the full story on our website and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.